What's up, everybody? Hey, this is Phil from Walmart Right Lane Trucking coming at you. It is Sunday night, almost Monday morning. Maybe it is Monday morning. I got to look at the time. Hold on. Yes, it is Monday morning, 12:30 in the morning on Monday. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Mine, I enjoyed. I had the 3 days off, so Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I had off. So that's why no videos over those days, except for the one that I quick posted about our dinner. No talking, just video of that. I hope everybody had a chance to spend time with their family. If you didn't get what you want, buy it for yourself. We all sometimes get gifts that we don't really want. It's Christmas. It's the thought that counts, guys. It's the thought that counts. If you don't tell them what you want, then you're doomed to get something that you don't want, right? So, and keep it realistic. Maybe they can't afford that. So, keep it cost effective. For example, I am filming this on my new phone. That's right. I went and got a new phone. I had the S20 Plus, I think it was. S20 Plus is what I had for Samsung. And now I've gone with, I think I already kind of gave it away, the Samsung Z Fold 3. The 3 Fold, I've wanted this since they first announced that they were going to be doing this. So I waited because the first prototype, if you want to call it, the first one, had some issues and they had to work out the bugs. Two, I already bought the 20, so I wasn't going to rush into getting the Z Fold 2. And we were coming due on our 2-year deal, and I just figured, what a better gift than to give my wife a new phone. Wasn't thinking she wanted the Z Fold, but she then said she wanted it. I knew what I wanted, and I went and got it. So it's really cool because you get the extra wide screen when it's open, and then it's a little slimmer than the other ones. So in your hand, when it's folded, obviously it's a little thicker because you're folding the two, but the width of it fits in your hand. In my opinion, it fits in the hand better, and you can move your thumb around and do things. Yes, the screen in the front is usable. Then you open it up. If you're doing something, watching YouTube or doing something on the front, you open it up, it automatically opens it up to what you were doing, and you get the bigger image. So that's a pretty cool feature. So I've only had it for a few days, so I'm still getting used to it. So hopefully this comes out okay as far as video goes. The camera's up there now, so it's you've got this big wide screen, yet the camera's still kind of off-center to the right a little bit as I'm looking at it. So for Christmas, I showed you guys, we had ham and turkey, and then the fixings to go with it. I normally do it all, meaning I normally do the turkey and whatever else, meaning I'm the cook, I'm the chef for the family. So I do Thanksgiving, I do Christmas. If we're doing Easter, I do the Easter as well. For, say, St. Patty's Day or around that time, I like to get out the corned beef and cabbage and do that in the slow cooker. So I mean, my mom taught me how to cook, and so I've enjoyed it and gotten better as I got older. But I didn't do the turkey this time. So the turkey was done in a air fryer outside, a propane air fryer, and it turned out really good. And they got this rub to put on it, and somebody else took care of that. I took care of the ham and all the other fixings. So um, instead of doing mashed potatoes this time, I figured I'd go with like a more of a scallop, cheesy bacon scallop potatoes. My bacon, the bacon that's in it is actual real bacon. It's not bacon out of the box. So I fried up bacon and chopped it up and put it in there with it. And then the bacon green beans, that's where I um, either boil, or this time I did more of a steamed green beans. And then you take them out just before they get fully cooked, and then you blanch them in ice bath. And then you take the bacon grease, warm it up in a skillet, put that in there, and then you throw the green beans into that skillet with the bacon grease, and then saute them in the bacon grease. And then just before you're about done with the sauteing, you throw in the pieces of bacon that you chopped up, and then plate it and serve it. And then I did the yams. Yams pretty much are sweet potatoes. Yams, they're out of a can, but they come in a chunk, right? So then you just mash them up, kind of almost like mashed potatoes. Mash them up, heat them up with some brown sugar, some marshmallows, and then put it in a dish. Add another layer of marshmallows on the top, and put it in the oven just to toast the marshmallows and get them toasty on the top. And then what else did I do? The stuffing. The stuffing is just basically, it's not stovetop. It's Mrs. Cubison's, I think it is. And then you cut up onion, olive, and I threw in some garlic this time. And I tasted it afterwards. That night, after I was done eating, I was like, I gotta brush my teeth because my breath is kicking because of the garlic. And I didn't put but 4 cloves in 2 boxes of garlic, or 2 boxes of Mrs. Covington. So it wasn't a lot, but maybe it was the onion mixed with the garlic. Just had my breath kicking, and so I had to brush my teeth before I went to bed. Which is what I do anyway, but I could smell it that time. So the ham, delicious ham. I got some in the refrigerator for ham sandwiches throughout the week, and so yeah, we had a great Christmas. We had her sister's long-term. They've never got married, so long-term significant other, life partner, I guess, if you want to call it. And then his brother, and then two of our sons were here, and the other one was spending time with his. The other one is in Germany on deployment with the Army. Daughter is in Pennsylvania, and the other daughter had to spend time with her family and do their dinner. And then the other daughter, she's all the way in Australia. You know, one day we'll get them all together. 7 of them. One day we'll get them all together for one good meal. I hate to find out what causes that to happen. But hopefully it's a very pleasant thing. So my day. Oh my goodness. I didn't want to get up this morning. I just did not want to get up this morning. And I got up to Sacramento a lot later than I wanted to. One, I had to get fuel for the truck, and then I had to pick up a couple things and then get on the road. I also had to do some things around the house before I walked out this morning. So I just didn't get on the road in time. But got to my tractor, logged in, and if you guys don't know this, the Sierra Nevadas, especially over the Donner Pass, is just getting slammed with snow. And yeah, so there was a lot of trailers, a lot of loads in our yard today. And I had a load in my board, and it was a 3-store delivery remix, and it was actually due on Friday. Friday, yeah, he said it was Friday's load. Um, and here it is Sunday, and I'm delivering it. So um, that was Antioch, Pittsburgh, and then Napa. So Antioch had the most of it. The majority of it was 18 pallets to Antioch, and then 9 pallets to Pittsburgh, and 3 pallets to Napa. So my dispatch only had me going to Napa, and I was thinking, okay, from here they can either send me to Red Bluff with my empty 53 dry van, or I don't know where they're going to send me. Maybe back to Sac to get another load and go out and deliver. And so I got the dispatch, and it says, okay, go back to Sac. And I'm like, cool, I'll get another load and get out of there. And so I'd already set my ETD out of Napa for 4:30, I think it was. 4:45. Is that 4:45? I said it a lot. I was generous with my time on that one. But no, 4:45. 4:45 was what I reset it to. Oh, I forget. But I was going to be pulling out of there earlier than expected. And so I got out of there, out of Napa, and got on my way. And I'm driving. And I really didn't want to get to Sac and then have to ask for my dispatch. So I made a quick phone call to our office in Sacramento and just wanted to verify that my ETD that I reset was there, and that they can see it. And he said, yep. And I said, all right, I just haven't received a dispatch yet. It's 30 minutes out, and I wanted to make sure I get a dispatch. He goes, yeah, I'm probably going to send you with a load to McCarran. How am I going to get to McCarran? The road is closed. So there's 2 options. And I think option A was kind of out of the question too, because they're getting hit with snow. A lot of it. And so option B is what he suggested, was the southern route. And the southern route from Sacramento. Okay, a little geography. From Sacramento, you got to go all the way south to Bakersfield. From Bakersfield, cut across 58, up through Tehachapi, then back down to 395, cut up 395, and then cut across, I think, 6 to US 95, up through Fallon into Fernley, and then you're back on I-80 heading into McCarran. 395 also goes through, but it's getting hit with snow as well, so you don't want to go all the way that way. You want to cut up 6 and take that route. So that's even the route that they're telling drivers from McCarran to take to Sacramento or south of Sacramento, those kind of stores. So I know I'm heading in the right direction, but yeah, it's a long drive. I think with the first run out to the stores, I had 200 miles on. Just, I think, right around 200 miles on by the time I got back to Sacramento. And I put on another 311 miles. So I ended up with 511 miles today and 9 activities. Not as lucrative in my back pocket as I wanted, but part of that is because I don't have a layover tonight, or on that because it doesn't kick in till tomorrow. And so otherwise it would have been a $400 day, but it just didn't kick in. It doesn't kick in till then. So I would have liked to have taken, another load with 3 stores or whatever and done those and got, 400 miles and 12 activities, or 14 activities rather than 9 activities in 500 miles. But it is what it is. So I am right here where I'm at. I am in Bakersfield right now. That's as far as I got tonight. So, you're looking. I had in my head where I figured I was going to go at first. And it's off of Highway 58, and there's an exit there, and there's 2 areas that I saw that are like truck parking, truck stop kind of things. It doesn't show up on our navigation because our navigation is looking for the big truck stops, and these are like smaller mom and pop Speedway or whatever. They're not normal Love's, TA, Flying J, Pilot type truck stops. So they're not showing up on our nav. But I already looked it up on my Google map before I even left, so I kind of had an idea where I was going to try to get to. I knew I wasn't going to make it to Tehachapi. I really wanted to get up to the top of Tehachapi to either Love's or Flying J up there, but I just didn't have enough time to do it. So I was planning on those 2 other stops. Those are my alternates off 58. And, coming in at late hours that I was going to be coming in at, I said, you know what, let me do something else here. So the cool feature that our navigation system is built in with is it's called Walmart Brake. And basically it'll pull up any Walmart that is either nearby or along the route, depending on what you punch in, that allows for a Walmart break, meaning the 10-hour break or just a regular half an hour meal break or something like that. So I punched it in, looked at the stores, said, you know what, that one is about the same distance almost to the other place that I was going to go. And I said, you know what, let's do that. That way I know I'm going to find parking. And then I'll still have the bathroom for the morning or whatever, because I usually don't have to go at the end of the day. I have to go in the morning. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm in Bakersfield. From here to McCarran, based on the nav, is showing another 450 miles just to get to McCarran. Whew! Just to get to McCarran. So 750 miles, I think, is what it is, roughly. 760, 770, somewhere right around there is what this trip is going to take just to get to McCarran, when normally it's 148 miles. Yeah. If this load, this is a Quaker beverage load or PepsiCo load, Gatorades and stuff like that. I'm sure they need it, and that's why he's sending it. But yeah, it's a long day tomorrow. So that's, roughly 9 hours of driving. Maybe 8.5. It just depends on traffic. And I'm basing that off of 50 miles per hour for 450 miles. So that's 9 hours. Now, like I said, it might be 8.5. It just depends. Depends on how traffic is going through there and whether I can maintain a 55 the whole way. We'll see. And then once I get it across the state line, then I can look at the increased speed. But I'm going to be on back road highways, US 95. I've been on that one before. When I lived in Las Vegas, I worked at the airport in Las Vegas, and the client I had at the time also had service into Reno, and we serviced them. in Reno. So they needed somebody to come there. And as the manager, I said, you know what? It's on the weekend. I'll go. And I got on the bike and I rode from Vegas to Reno on the bike and went the back way, US 95 and stuff like that, up over to Reno. And it was a good day. I've also ridden from Lathrop to Las Vegas to catch up with the group I used to ride with there, just to ride all the way up north to Ely. And then we did some rides. No, sorry, not Ely, Elko. And then Elko's even further up. And did some riding up there. They left to go back to Vegas. I left from there to go back to Lathrop. And so I just did a big roundabout from Lathrop down towards Bakersfield, up towards Vegas, then all the way up towards Elko, and then back through Reno, and then back down to Lathrop. So you can tell I like to ride as well. So no problem there. Earned Iron Butt Association for 1,000 miles in less than 24. I think we did it in 18 and a half as a group, and there was 19 of us that did it all in one day. We rode out to Colorado, from Vegas to Colorado, and then back. It was just a round trip, and then back. So enough to get us the 1,000 miles, and then do that. And then I rode all the way from Lathrop to Oklahoma, not Pryor, Oklahoma. What the heck? I'm trying to think of the little town in Oklahoma. It's all the way down on the. I'm doing my geography here. It's on the southeast side of Oklahoma, closer to Texas. And I went there for a ride and everything down in Texas, where we broke a Guinness Book of World Records for the most Harley Davidsons in a single parade. And we did it at an airport there in Texas. So I've got a certificate from the Guinness Book of World Record as a participant in this world record breaking event that we did. And then I rode back after a few days. I spent a few days out there in Oklahoma, and then rode back across down into the Orange County area, and then from Orange County I rode back up to Lathrop. So that was my little vacation trip to get out of town and go do that on my birthday. So but anyway, I digress. I'm telling you a little bit more about me and the joy of riding. So riding, truck driving, it's pretty much the same thing, man. You gotta pay attention, right? Even more so when you're on a bike, right? But you gotta pay attention when you're driving your truck. You gotta pay attention when you're driving your four-wheeler. You gotta pay special attention if you're driving a two-wheeler or three-wheeler. If you got a three-wheeler, that's okay too. But I want to put a shout out to Ricardo. I ran across Ricardo at a Flying J Pilot, one of those two. You know, they're the same anyway. He's a driver for Ashley, and I'm over there fueling up, and I guess he spotted me from my channel, so he's been watching, and I want to say thank you. It was great talking to you tonight. Sorry I couldn't talk longer. I'm trying to, if you're watching my videos, you know I got to get going. So I don't spend a lot of time talking, but I did take some time to talk to you tonight, and I appreciate you. And hopefully everything works out and you can do what we talked about. All right. So, but that takes me to one of the things that I noticed when I was there. And maybe you guys have noticed this too. I don't see it in any of our areas that we are Walmart areas, but it's usually when you go to a gas station or what gas station, fuel stop, truck stop, and you're pulling up to the pumps. Tonight especially was worse than I've seen in a while. But little dribbles here and a little dribbles there add up to a little bit too much fuel on the ground, diesel fuel. Now, the diesel fuel on the ground, it's really for the station to worry about. But you guys got to worry about it too. And I say this because that diesel fuel sitting on the concrete can get really, really slippery, like you're on ice. And if you're not paying attention and you're not looking where you're walking, looking before you step, paying attention to your surroundings, you're going to fall down. So this is something we used to talk to our staff when we used to train. And we used the term Wesla. Wesla. W-E-S-L-A. Walk at a brisk pace. Establish firm footing. Stay off of moving equipment. Use the handrails when you're walking up and down ladders, that type of thing. Look before stepping, and then adjust to changing conditions. So when I was walking around outside my truck, filling my truck up, there's fuel on the ground. I noticed it. So I was aware of my surroundings, right? And then I adjusted my activity around those because I was looking down and I saw that this fuel was on the ground. So I had to then make sure I established firm footing so I wasn't slipping and sliding all over the place. Okay? So all those things come into play with that so that I don't fall down and hurt myself, twist my ankle, fall on my rear end, and I can continue on driving safely for the rest of the night. So that's my little safety tip for today. Wesla, W-E-S-L-A. Walk at a brisk pace, establish firm footing, stay off unsecured conveying equipment, look before stepping, and adjust for changing conditions. If you have any other safety tips you'd like to talk about, please leave them in the comments. I do read all my comments and I do get back to everybody. So everybody, have a good night, stay safe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.